The Liberals' increase in the capital gains inclusion rate from 50 to 60% is a direct attack on Canadian farm families. The Liberals like to claim that this will only impact the ultra-rich, but that just isn't true. This will impact family farms and young farmers who are just trying to take over the family farm. And the average grain farm will easily exceed the lifetime exemption rate. This tax increase isn't fair and will jeopardize the economic viability of farm families and our rural communities. Will the Prime Minister end his attack on family farms who are just trying to put food on our table?
The Honourable Minister for Agriculture and Agri-Food.
Mr. Speaker, I appreciate my honourable colleague's question, but it's important to note that when he and his government were in power, they slashed $500 million at Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada. They slashed $200 million out of the Business Risk Management Program. And of course, the question I have is how much more would you slash if you ever got the chance to slash? But I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, that we have reinstated the funding to Agriculture and Agri-Food Canada, and we have reinstated the funding to the Business Risk Management Program. We have and will continue to support farmers in this country, Mr. Speaker.
I'd like to remind the Honourable Minister that, of course, questions should be put through me. That's the best way that it should be done. The Honourable Member from Foothills.
Well, it's still not reassuring that the Agriculture Minister still doesn't know that there's going to be a capital gains inclusion rate change that is going to impact Canadian farmers. Farmers who are trying to work hard every day to feed Canadians. And the only thing that this tax change is going to do is feed an obese Liberal government. They say this is about fairness, but it isn't fair to young farmers. When they buy the family operation, they are burdened with millions of dollars in debt. This is a gift to the ultra-rich who will buy up family farmland, making mega multinational industrial farms. Will the Prime Minister admit this is not a tax on the ultra-rich, this is an attack on the very survival of family farms?
The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House of Commons.
Mr. Speaker, over the past 9 years, this Conservative Party has a record. When they were asked to vote to lower taxes on the middle class, what did they say? No. When they were asked to approve a Canada Child Benefit, what did they say? No. When they were asked to vote on child care, on pharmacare, on dental care, what did they say? They said no. Why is it when Canadians look to this Conservative Party to stand up for them, they take a seat?
Calm down. It's going to blow a gasket.
I'd like to remind all members on the government side, as well as all members generally, that chanting is not permitted in the House. The Honourable Member from South Shore, St. Margaret's.
Lobstermen in Nova Scotia fish for our food, risking their lives in the winter. Waves crashing over them, fishing in blizzards and high seas. They risk their lives for 40 years so they can save a little to retire on the sale of their boat and their license. The NDP Liberal latest tax grab on fishermen is to increase massively the tax on the sale of their licensed boat and gear even after the fishing exemption. So why do the NDP Liberals think that robbing fishermen of a dignified and honest retirement is fair?
Yes. The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Mr. Speaker, today is an important day for Canadians because today, after taking 8 weeks of truly undignified dithering and deflecting, the Conservatives have finally shown their true colors. And now we know what they really stand for. They had a chance to stand with the plumbers, with the welders, with the nurses, with the teachers. But they've decided that multimillionaires should pay lower taxes than working Canadians. That's just...
The Honourable Member from South Shore, St. Margaret's.
The only thing this Liberal minister is doing is bringing in retirement-killing taxes on fishermen. Right. Mrs. J and her husband from Nova Scotia worked for 50 years to build their lobster and fish buying business. They sold their business to create their modest retirement income by investing that proceeds and creating a humble retirement. They paid their fair share of taxes already, but Liberals want to take more of the retirement income. Why does this Prime Minister think that robbing an 85-year-old widow of her hard-earned, dignified retirement income is fair?
Yeah, for real. 66% is crazy.
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance.
Speaker, we have already today, at last, established that the Conservatives are against fairness, that they are against a nurse or a welder paying tax at a fair rate. They want a nurse or welder to pay more tax than a multimillionaire. The Conservatives are saying. They're saying they're going to cut. They're going to cut the dental care that is providing care for people in Atlantic Canada. They're going to cut the early learning and child care. They're going to cut pharmacare.
The honourable member for Berthier-Maskinongé.
It's like I can't speak for a second.